Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers, as we are here with another glorious morning, as we're slowly panning around on our radar dish. Simply because this is an awesome shot. Our radar dish is just wiggling away up there and doing its thing. But we are going to be heading on down and building a excessive quantity of wind power today, because we just need power. Now, I do have, as the terrain there is just going to need to load, I do have these two wind turbines here as part of the last bit of temporary industry. Everything else has been removed, and this entrance is almost ready to just transition over to being just a proper entrance now. So I can clean out this last bit of rock, smooth out the entrance with a ramp, and then be able to drive my vehicles directly into the hangar bay. Before I do that, I must replicate this power somewhere else. Because as of now, I did go and run some of the what are they? The nuclear reactors. My brain is completely leaving me. And I got my batteries, my main battery bank, up to about 36%. So we do have some power here, but I don't want to use up all of my uranium because it's being used up fairly quickly when I spread it across several different reactors, all running at full speed. So I'd like to have it that I can charge the whole base. As we can see here, I'm actively losing power right now with just some wind power. So we should get that going. Let's get to it. So the idea being, we have the solar tower here, which should start tracking soon, unless it's being a little derpy. I mean, what can I expect? It's like a million subgrids. I was thinking that this right here could be a good spot for the wind farm. I could quite easily just run a series of blocks out from the back of these factories, take them up a little bit, and then just make wind towers all along this hillside here. And I think I'll do that. So, what should be accessible here? Yes, everything should just have armor, or at least not armor, conveyor access in this area. Just grab a bunch of steel plates, and I'm thinking, do I just want to have them sticking out of the ground in random intervals, or I could possibly extend this road a little bit further and then make sort of a platform for them? Now that's too much work. Let's just extend out some armor blocks. And do I want to do this nice and hidden? Because what I could do, if I grab my spectator camera and fly back on over, is I could set myself up with a projection. Oh, come on, camera, stop moving so quickly. And extend out from one of these guys over here to a point, and then straight up. And then make a grid underneath the hill here where I can, put them on a grid of blocks, but it would look like they're just a bunch of individual towers, but then underneath the surface there would be a grid of armor blocks that would then all come back and connect up to the base here. I think that sounds wonderful. So what I think I should do is design that using this world in creative, and then load it into a projector, and then project that on the top of like one of these cargo containers here, and then just get a build and repair to build it up. Because all this stuff here is all buried in the side of the hill as well. We could quite easily just slap a build and repair right here on this cargo conveyor and then shift its area off to the side, and it could build up all of the underground stuff for me, and then I just slap down the towers myself. So I am going to quickly go over to a creative version of this map and build up the plan there, and then come on back. Alright, so here we are in creative. Just did a little save as of my base, and let's go right from this conveyor port. Why not? And we can just extendo out however many blocks we want. I'm thinking we can have the first one, that's 20 blocks out, and then it's how many blocks to get out of the dirt there. So let's see. That is 8 blocks to get out of the dirt. So 8 blocks high is our first start of our first tower. So let's go down a couple blocks from that, and then we'll do 10 blocks tower. And we're just going to do this to just get them poking out of the surface, just enough for me in the survival world to be able to reproduce it. So then another 10 and pop out of the ground there, just enough for me to see it. And let's do 2 more, 1 on each side. Another 10 this way. Get some blocks out. Oh, jeez. My character's going crazy. And then on this side, another 10. The character probably did that because when you hit Control and Space when in Spectator, you drag your character to the camera. Alright, so there is 5 across, and if I put some wind on that, specifically wind facing off to the side, they theoretically won't interfere with each other. But it kind of feels a little too compact, a little too clustered. I think I kind of want to do like an offset here. So I'll cut away this one, and then at its position there, let's go half that distance, right? 5, and then go up there. So that way we have sort of like a grid kind of feel to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total. And then here we'll go back over and back over. And the idea being we'll have sort of like alternating going back, so they're just a little further apart from each other than before. So there's not going to be like a how can I describe it? Just, you know, this line of them and then another line of them. It'll be sort of this checkerboard kind of pattern. So then from this position, we'll go up. Oh, my character is falling into the planet. I should rescue it. And I believe I'll just repeat that back. Maybe how many layers? So that's sort of one set would be the 2 lines here. Maybe 2, then 3? Maybe even 4 going back. But just repeat that pattern and get it all connected up underneath. And then, that way, if we have the wind, you know, they're a decently distant from each other, so they're not going to look like they would be in each other's way. So I am going to get all of that laid out, and I'll be right back. And the glory of copy and paste, flying around inside the planet, I can just slap on another section and build this up ridiculously fast. Excellent. And now, all I need to do is raise these up above the surface, and we should be good. And just cleaning off some of the excess here as I was placing them, I believe this is perfect. And this should be all I need. Just a whole bunch of stubs almost ready for me to build with. Oh, I'm missing this one right here. Is that one just not tall enough? That is what's wrong with it. There we go. Now it's through the surface. Excellent. So what will that be in total? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each of that sort of group. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20. Will be 25 of these wind towers. And I could, if I wanted to in the future, expand this out. So I could just expand it out that way as far as I want, and I can maybe do one more layer back towards the mountain. But I think that is looking awesome. So now what I want to do is we'll come over here, and this is exactly where we're going to want this thing to connect. So we're going to blueprint it from there. And let's rename this our wind farm. I don't know what to call it. Wind farm base. Whatever. I was thinking like scaffold, but that's not quite right. Wind farm layout? I don't know. But it's all connected underneath here with progressively higher and higher arms to get back up to the surface. And then once we're at the surface, we'll count out 10 blocks and put on our wind farm, our wind turbines in a nice plus shaped pattern at the top, so we can have 4 of them. And across this entire thing, I think that'll look absolutely wonderful. So now that we have that saved, we can exit out of this testing area and head back to the regular save. Alright, reloaded here, and we have access to everything we need right here, so might as well get this going. We're going to need a seat and a projector. Grab stuff for the projector, grab stuff for the seat, and the build and repair. Although, a few things I need more, but we'll grab those in a second. We're going to slap the build and repair on top of here. And can I see its orientation details here? Where be your up and forward and stuff? Well, it doesn't really matter in the long run. We can figure it out. But we're going to want to have the projector. Let me just drop everything I have so I can get the rest of the stuff for build and repair. Get that built. And now I can grab the stuff for the rest and slap it down. Projector. Oh my god. Silly projector. We'll place the projector on this block. And there's the front of it. And there's the bottom of it. Boom. Perfect. It is aligned. And then the control seat on top of it. And we'll call this thing Projector Wind. Get this bad boy on. And it's not loud for you guys because I turn it down in post-editing, but dear God, that hurt my eardrums. Block mode's fine. Well before grind is fine. It's going to build that up, and we can jump in the seat and go to our projector here for wind and set all of our various controls real quickly so we can forward offset. I might have screwed that up. Increase forward offset, decrease forward offset. Okay, good. I didn't screw it up. And then our different rotations here. Excellent. Alright. So now we'll temporarily just turn this build and repair off because we don't want it to build while I'm trying to arrange the blueprint. And we'll grab our blueprint for our projector. Wind farm base. And looks like she is backwards and upside down. So, okay, that's the right place over there. Okay, that is wrong. Ah, there we go. That's poking out of the ground in the right orientation. Now just to slide it around a little bit. And we need to stay there. Go down 2. And push forward to there. Excellent. And it is connected. And all arrayed out into the forest here. And hopefully, I don't have to take any of these trees down. As long as I build these towers tall enough, I should be able to get them above the trees, and I can leave that forest there, which will be wonderful. But the build and repair that is right behind me can get flicked on, and it can start going crazy on those blocks, building them out. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to let this thing build for a bit, and I might, probably a good idea, I'll throw another couple build and repairs down here. Not enough motors, really. Yeah, not enough motors. Alright. Well, assembler, make me some motors. And I'll just task a few assemblers with this. And hopefully they get to it. Yes. Good assemblers. The rest of you guys... Oh, I still haven't cleaned them out. They're all trying to build frickin' stuff that's got missing materials. Just build me steel plates, because I'll need them. But this will take a few minutes for the build and repair to do the underground work. So that way I don't have to dig all that stuff out. But I'll throw a couple more onto there. And get her done lickety-split here. And just to make sure that my build and repairs, which the 3 of them that I've slapped down here, can actually cover this entire area, let's just check. So we got these 3 that I've named wind, and we'll toggle all of them to show area, and we'll move them forward. Okay, so it's behind them for all 3. So I'll toggle their area like so, and that should cover all of the area. Excellent. And if I move them up a little bit as well, when I do eventually place the blocks on top, which will be a vertical offset, I can bring these up to there-ish. 60 meters sounds good. They will be able to cover anything I build up on these towers, and to make it real easy for me to build. Excellent. Alright, so that's building away, and those will take their time. But in the meantime, what I can do, what do I have on me? Drop off some of those materials, grab some stuff for armor, and I should turn off their show area, as that is going to be
no station fuel.
Ugly. Show area. Excellent. So, we have our first one completed here. It is poking out of the ground, and it is connected, as you can see My little engineer here is connected down to this junction, down to here, and all the way back to the base. So anything I put on here will power the base. So I need my wind. Grab that wind turbine, and remember, for full wind power, we need to go like 10 blocks up. So that is 1 block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at least this high for the wind generators. This will probably be fine for this spot. I think I'll go 1 more. Make my little plus sign that I like, so that way I can get wind on every single side of this. And we'll slap on some wind turbines, which need interior plate. So I need to go grab that. Let me just grab 50 of them, because they were right there and available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 per tower for now. So if that's 5 per tower, and we figured out that we had, was it 5, 10, 15, 20-ish? Was that 20-ish towers? Yeah, so the first row is here. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 20 towers with 5 things each. So we'll have 100 wind turbines, if I can do math. And at optimal 394, almost 400 for each one. 20, so that'd be 100 times 400. So you'd have 4,000 kilowatts. So 4 megawatts coming in. I think that'd be a pretty good amount of power. 4 megawatts. I mean, it's nothing compared to a fully operational reactor. If we come over here and take a look at one of those, this thing can put out 300 megawatts. But compare it to a, say, a small reactor, that's 15. I mean, it's free constant power, so it will definitely supplement the base and take care of it. Our current setup over here has what? It has 2 towers, and I think they have 3 and then 1 at the top. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 each tower. So we have a total of 26. So we are essentially quadrupling the amount of wind that we have. And we can easily expand those towers over there to have more wind turbines on them. We don't need to only put 5. It would be child's play to add another 4 turbines per tower. Excellent. Now, how you guys doing building repairs? You still kicking ass down here? Yes, they are. Still working on getting all of the different subterranean stuff done. And in the meantime, I can just continue working on the above ground with all of my different stuff here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the 1 extra to get this plus sign. And perfectly up in the trees here. Wonderfully all set up. And because the hill is going up, and the way that this frame for it was set up is such that as it's going up the hill, it's always just peeking out, just barely, the turbines will get progressively higher and higher as we go up the hill, such that when you stand back here and look at it, you'll see all of the turbines sort of cascading up the side of the hill, which I think is going to look really cool, and it's going to be a nice little turbine field for us. And I guess the only thing left here is just to keep on building. Also, because it looks like these ones are like close enough together that it would cause an issue. But if we do our 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then do our thing here, we're above it. So even if it was going to cause an issue, which it won't, there'll be a block away from each other, it won't, because they're above each other and below each other, which is awesome. Excellent. Alright, well, I'm just going to keep on working on getting this built up. This might be a bit shorter of an episode. There is the beginning of a 4-day-long weekend for me, which is awesome, because with my work, I have every second Friday off, so it just happens to be this Friday, and then the Monday is also off, because it is just a flex. No, what is it? It's a holiday of some kind. I can't remember which holiday, though. But it is a holiday here. So I'm thinking I should be able to get a lot of stuff done. Turn my dampeners on, unlock, and let's go park up the jump jack here. So yeah, I won't do my normal, you know, leave you guys alone and neglect you for weeks on end. Let's get some stuff done. Because as soon as I have this power all figured out, I have all my industry all figured out. Oh, no. Oh, surprisingly low, no damage. My landing gear took it all. Wow, that is actually really super lucky. My landing gear literally took all of that crash damage. Not even anything, well, a little bit on the connector. Not even those tips. Anything on this? Nope, nothing there. Hydrogen tank's fine. Yeah, everything else is fine. Just bounced the connector and blasted apart the landing gear. Wow, that was goddamn lucky. I gotta keep reminding myself that this little rover, no, not rover, this little ship here. Oh, a little bit of damage getting within a build and repair radius. This little ship has pretty poor lifting capability when coming back onto Earth-like gravity. So, speaking of which, I should probably just add an additional couple downwards thrusters to this thing. I mean, seriously, what do you have for downwards thrust? Only 6 smalls? I should probably add a couple atmospherics. We'll pad this episode's length by just modifying the jump jack a little. Let's see here. Where is this going to fit? And why can I not see the exterior of this? I could put it atmospheric there. That's kind of silly, though. Where can I put one that it's not silly? Not that I can think of. I could just put another thruster right here. Because, why not? It is a little gap, which would fit perfectly. Come on, build and repairs. I know you're there. Unless you're not building this stuff automatically anymore. Or I could have turned them all off so that the that bug that I was having where things would randomly disappear wouldn't occur again. Yeah, hey, that's another thruster pointing downwards. That's something. Ah, well. Little bit better thrust. But yes, we'll park this thing up as We don't want it to do any more crashing. And I actually am eventually... I need to make a replacement for this thing. As this ship is going to be interned at the museum. Because it is the ship that I started the series with. So it seems just fair that I should put it away in the museum. And the museum actually has a spot for that, which will fly on down the tunnel here, and at max, Death Star trench run speeds. Oh god, it's going even faster than the rendering speed of the voxels. Hello, elevator. We don't need you because we have a jetpack. But in the museum here, we have this room right here, which is perfectly sized to fit the jump jack. So we are going to take the jump jack and fly it in here. That's why I removed the glass from the ceiling here. And we are going to stick it on this rotor, and it is going to become a museum exhibit because it has done its purpose. It has started this whole playthrough and has successfully, made this happen. So we'll put it to rest in the museum, and we got the dromedary there, and we will make like a jump jack 2.0, better upgraded, better piping, better thrust, add some atmospherics to it, so it's got easier chance for flying around on gravity planets, high gravity planets, Earth, Mars, and Alien. And yeah, other than that, I'm just going to keep building up my wind farm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But thanks for watching. Expect more videos soon. And good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.